What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to Clockwork Empires. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while, and we have a vicar now. Hooray! We've got a vicar who drinks the liquor and runs through the stickers. Stickers, do you call them sticker bushes everywhere else? That's what we always called them, like, where I grew up. That was the colloquialism. Like, man, don't run through the stickers. Man, my dog's covered in stickers right now. It's like the little, the little pokey things that, like, when you run through dry grass or whatever, you get all the random little nettles and shit. They get wrapped up in your socks and whatnot, or like when you take your dog for a walk, they get all up in his nose, and then you got to get him surgery and all kinds of stuff. No, the day is overcast. Why? It's so dark outside. I don't think anybody's going to care because these are supposed to be allegorical English people. I don't think they're going to care about overcast weather. Yay, we can wheat transplant. Hooray for us, and then we can do fancy cooking very, very soon. After dedicated research, our scientists have discovered the trick to planting wheat in the local area. Higher than usual acidity levels in the local soil prevent the plant from growing properly, but by introducing a mineral mixture into the farmland, it should be able to transplant wheat without a few issues. It says hardy and hardy. Oh, okay, they use two different hardies. Gotcha, new crops should be allowed to... My brain, for whatever reason, saw that and just, like, stuck to it and was like, wait, what? This hearty and hardy new crop should allow us to produce more food for our colonists. We may now farm wheat. Cool. Well, if you'd like to, what we can do is we can demolish this. Is that the same thing as over here, by the way? Does it have one of these? No, it does not. I was going to say, so this will open up, and we can demolish that zone. Perfect. Now, we probably want to rebuild this fairly quickly, but I'm actually going to put the farmers elsewhere this time around. Maybe along the backside, or maybe move them out kind of this way, although that will make their travel time a little bit worse to the stockpile. We might be better off just putting it back in over here, but it's still kind of crowded. Like, I'd prefer to move the crops elsewhere, so I think that's what I'll do. We're going to make a wheat field. Oh, shit, wheat fields are huge, and they require a lot of terraforming, too. I had no idea. Well, I learned a thing today. There we go. So that's done. As far as our assignments go, what do we have going on? So we've got forage, flatten terrain, construct building. And that's for a bunch of those modules. So a lot of the stuff right now hasn't even been handled. This stack of bricks, though, I would really like this to go away. Like, I wish there was an action that you could click just to make people haul something. Like, if you had, like, zones and constructions, there was something like manual haul right here. Where you could just be like, hey, bitch, take this. And they'd be like, yes, sir. Wait, why is that guy running in terror right now? Why do we have some random dude from von Stahlmark here? Are there traders? Why is he here? A friendly foreigner. He's walking a long ways away. Oh, he counts as, okay, so we've got a foreign, what? We've got a foreign, I guess, a foreign immigrant. I have no idea. Didn't know that was how it was going to go down. So on this side, is the vicar here? Like, is she doing her thing? Beatrice Cog is here. She's taking confession. Good. I'm glad to see it. That should help out a little bit. I don't know if taking confession... Oh, good, it does. It gives +5. That's really, really good. Okay. Cool. I mean, for all the other stuff, we probably need to go in for typical workplace. We do need to start working on the workplaces, I think. And if we can't make those look a little bit nicer, I think we're going to suffer for it. How much bric-a-brac am I sitting on top of right now? We got 21 over there, 24 over there. We're sitting on like 50 bric-a-brac. Let's go ahead and kill off that. And in the meantime, we already got... So give me... a wood plinth. And actually, exterior lighting would be good too if we have that, but I don't know if that requires like an upgraded thing. That might require us to have like upgraded stuff. So with the cots, we'll go ahead and make like 5 of those now that that's done, so that we can restock the area over on the left, because I know there's no beds inside of there. The barber shop appears to be doing okay. Sulfur tonic and all that kind of stuff is doing its thing. 3 chairs. Building quality looks good. Building quality in here is a little bit rough. What kind of modules can I put inside of there? In the ceramics workshop. Can have a wide amphora pot. We can put in pretty much the stuff that you would expect. Can I build that from any of these in here? Or do I need a decorative workbench in order to make this all work? Probably need the decorative bench to make this work. So we'll go back in, and after that's done on that workbench, they'll get the 5 cots done. Once the 5 cots are finished off, we'll make another decorative workbench. We'll put it inside of here so that they can build that and make things a little bit nicer. We'll also build some plinths. I don't really care if I have to line the plinths up along the side of the building, just like 4 of them all of a sudden. Then we'll slap some exterior lighting on this bitch, and hopefully it'll be done. I don't know. You gotta do what you gotta do. As far as this goes over here, good. I'm glad to see they're starting to install that. We only need 2 more cabinets in order to make this work. That puts the building quality at 0, so we'll have to be careful about that. Probably build some shrines and things too, just to make things a little bit nicer, but at least 1 chair is required in order to do devotionals. Yeah, we also needed chairs, didn't we? We get those from here. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll get, oh, I don't know. 10 chairs sounds good. Just build me a bunch of chairs. And once those are all finished off, we'll stock this place up too. What I like about this game is the progression actually feels slow to me. And I know that'll bother some people. But that's what I really, really like about this game is that, like, you've got to go slowly and you've got to outfit every single area and you've got to make everything work, you know? Because you can't have houses that are not properly gilded. You can't have workplaces that are... I think Henry Copper was the one that we had. No, he's not actually. Because our guy had a bunch of people with him. How many does Henry Copper have? He only has the 1. Barbershop. Pipe Cotter has 2, but no farming skill. Trying to find the guy we were just using. It's gotta be Henry Copper. I don't see how it could be anybody else. And for this big field, we're definitely going to want to drop like a bunch more people on top of it. In the meantime, I'd like to see what I can do with wheat. So we can obviously make bread. But like, what else can we need fruit in order to do that. We've got farmer's medley, which is a mildly fancy food. Sausages we've already talked about. Coconut stew. Well, yeah, because you're coming to confession at like 2 in the morning. You gotta give that some thought. Another character finds out that his family is ridiculously boring. But, welcome to the club, man. I would rather have a ridiculously boring family than a ridiculously villainous family. Given the choice, you know, you gotta keep it one direction or the other. What we got going on in here? Let's see what kind of goods are getting dropped off. We've got bricks, we've got lacquered planks. I will take all of the lacquered planks. And I will trade you oh, I don't know. What do I have a lot of? Like, what do I need to move out of my inventory? I've got 142 logs. Random landmines. Like, what am I going to do with a landmine? Yeah, get rid of the landmines. I'm sure they'll love those. We've got tins of potted meat. I think... Got a couple stacks of mine shorings, too. They're weirdly valuable. Like, strangely so. Chicha, nope. We will just get rid of the rest of this, I think, by... I do have a lot of church banners. Maybe we kind of get rid of some of the church banners, possibly. And so there it is. That's all done. We got the lacquered planks. Those will be useful a little bit later. Not right now, mind you. Won't be useful right now, but later on they'll be super useful. So there's our first simple chair that's been built. What I need to do now is while they're kind of running about doing their thing, I am going to the chapel and we're gonna do confession bullshit. Alright, so we've got confessional chairs. That seems a little close to the front. Maybe I won't do that. I don't know. You want to be that guy that's sitting hella close to the front, you know? There we go. Beautiful. So now I've got our own little chapel where people can worship the Cogs Lady or whatever. A ravenous herd of beetles is coming, and then the traders have fled due to an attack. There is no barber. Where is Gildingness at? What is Estella Gildingness is chilling over here. Cool. Well, I guess we'll deal with that a little bit later then. People keep coming in to try to get help. Oh, cool. She's actually helping out. Good. Glad to see it. Going through medical supplies pretty rapidly, too. So for sulfur tonic, how do we craft that? It's not in that list right there. So what other things can we build inside of the chemical works? There's got to be some other interactable thing that we can do inside of here in order for this to produce for us. Because it does say here that sulfur tonic is produced in the chemical works. So this is our chemical works. Our chemistry workbench does not provide it. So it seems plausible to me that maybe we could put in an assembly workshop and just kind of see what happens. Maybe an advanced workshop is in order too. We may want to get our workshop going for metalwork as well. What the hell is that noise? We're definitely going to need more people to work with the vicar, I think. It's going to become necessary, it's looking like to me. Wow, there's so many people here trying to give confession. Yeah, first things first, when we get a shipment of immigrants, I think what I'll do is I'll probably stack them up and make it so that we can get a few more confessions taken over here, because it does seem to help with mood. Like, it gives them a +5 for like the rest of the day after they confess. So, sounds good to me. Workbench is making simple chairs. Carpentry workbench. Make me an assembly workbench real fast. 2 of them, in fact. Do I have an assembly workbench in here? I do. So there's an assembly workbench inside of there. How is our diplomatic shit going? We're at 19 out of 20. So as soon as he finishes that bar right there, we should be able to write letters of lavish praise, which will move that meter even further. Assuming he finishes it today, which I think he probably will. Alright, so there it is. Let the butt kissing begin. Butt kissing concluded. That's going to jump us up to 76. Which means that our relationship with the Clockwork Empire is actually going really, really well. I'll take that up to 96 next. Then it'll be working on the Stahlmarks. Or we can work with the Russians, or we can work with the Germans for right now. I don't know if it really matters. We haven't seen any Novorutians coming out here for trading or anything like that. So I'm of the opinion that perhaps they're not actually a concern right now. So maybe we should focus on the people that are always coming through here, you know? Why is there a skeleton right there? That is also a concerning factor that I do not much like. I'm hoping that these chairs, that they're only sitting in this one right here. Hopefully they'll sit in all of them as time goes along. I'd like it to look like there's proper sermons and things being given over on this side. Later on, what we'll do is we'll build a bigger church later on with more lacquer and all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit more spaced out, and then we'll bulldoze this one and take all the stuff over to this side, because it'll make things easier on us. Did we get those assembly benches done? Parmelia Knott has discovered a dark grimoire. It appears to be locked and inscribed with archaic text that resembles ancient Antikytherian script. It was just so happens that the Antikytherian script is learned by all church vicars, so we can simply have Beatrice Cog attempt to read the grimoire. Suddenly, Mildred Orstamper chimes in. No need to taint this specimen with religious blather. Let me analyze the artifact using the latest scientific means, and we're sure to discover something of interest. We'll give it to the vicar. The translation. Beatrice Cog will focus all efforts on translating the Dark Grimoire using scholarly knowledge of dead languages. Okay, we'll see how this event goes. I do like how as you get new facilities, new events unlock too, that start to come up like new little things that you're not sure if you're doing them right. Immigrants are here. We got 1 overseer and 10 laborers. Fantastic. So with those 10 laborers, what we need to do is we need to help out We will give somebody an assignment in the chemical works because we're going to be developing that very, very soon. We are going to add somebody. 2 people to the chapel so that we can read confession a little bit better. Add somebody to the laboratory so that we can research faster. And then for our individual who's farming wheat, where did he run off to? It was somebody Copper. There it is. Henry Copper. What? Henry Copper should be assigned here. Why is it saying he's not assigned? Well, here, give him some workers. We'll unassign that. And then we'll try to put him back on it. It looks entirely possible. There we go. Now we're good. Just took a second to update. There we go. Now put Henry Copper back on it, and hopefully he'll count as a farmer. I'll keep an eye on this field down here, and we'll see what happens. Now with the remaining workers, we got 3 people still standing around not really doing a whole lot. I would say that we'll just give them to random work brigades for now. So there it is. We will also watch and make sure that somebody is coming down here to actually work on this field. Ew, an animal burrow. Get out of here. Nobody got time for your shenanigans, animal burrow. Now, these guys are maxed out farmers, so they should be able to till this field pretty quickly. As far as bread goes, how happy does that make... Like, it's got to be like an upgraded foodstuff, right? 1 wheat, a dense loaf of bread, the staple of the lower classes. Laborer preferred, high flammability, so apparently bread randomly explodes into flames if you're not careful about it. As soon as that's done, what I would probably recommend is we'll drop the maize chowder, and we'll make it so that somebody's making use of the wheat that we're growing in this field over here. The salt debris on that side. We are going to need people. Let's do some cleanup here. So wherever there's rubble and stuff that needs to be cleaned up, by all means, our laborers are not really doing anything at the moment. Our haulers are kind of just chilling, so we might as well spend some time to get rid of some of the random things that have accumulated over the course of our gameplay from us being attacked and having to defend ourselves and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to suggest that we flatten that out. This is going to need to be flattened out in the future as well, and this is definitely going to need to be flattened out. There's no way it's not going to need to be. And we've got plenty of laborers right now, so they should fly through that task. Not with, like, the speed of God. Not with God's speed. But they should be able to get it done at a reasonable pace because we've got a lot of people standing around doing jack shit nothing right now because we're not really building or doing anything. We're just kind of like filling stuff out at the moment. On this side, for the decor workbench, I need a couple of simple cabinets to fill out the building over there. Now that the assembly bench is done, so an assembly bench can't go inside of there. So maybe I've actually got to research it. Maybe that's my issue right now is that we got to set up our research and see if maybe... Don't work on that right now. Instead, work on something that... Yeah, tonic healing. Work on our military science, personal gear research, training practice research. What does this do? Advanced modules, actually. Do this one. Well, we do need the tonic healing, though. Get that up to 20. We'll get the tonic healing first. And then we'll finish it off. We've got 2 chalkboards inside of here. What else can go inside of this building to make it a little bit nicer? Oop. Relations have improved with Nova Russia to the point where our great empires are taking part in joint operations as well as sending troops and supplies to assist one another. It is the start of a glorious era of progress and friendship. Be wary, however, and don't let the scheming Nova Russians take advantage of our goodwill. They're excellent traders. Who knows what goes on in their foreign minds? Good lord, man. Thought you said we were friends, and now all of a sudden you're slinging slights over there. Gotta watch out for that shit. I do think we are going to have to make a new barracks pretty soon. I don't think 5 soldiers is going to be enough to hold down a city this big in the future. How are the crops doing over here? Field status is at 31 out of 60, so it's not even planted yet. Alright, what do my traders want? Looks like they've got stacks of vodka. Good man. Good man. The next building that I wanted to build, though, is going to be a public building. It's going to be not a training academy, it's going to be a public house. Because I feel like that's the big thing that we're missing out on right now is a pub. So we will get the pub going. The pub will be right here, actually. And the pub will be a bit larger. We're not going to make it line up perfectly because I wanted to put a curve in the road right here so that it travels off to the right. And so there's the first instance of our pubbery right there. In addition, we'll put in a couple of doors so that people can come in and get themselves situated. We're going to need tables, we're going to need chairs, we're going to need all kinds of stuff in here. We're also going to need booze vats and some other stuff. If we don't have the ability to distill our... If we don't have the ability to distill our liquor, though... we'll worry about it in just a moment. I don't think it's something that requires us to freak out for just a minute. Good. Cleanup efforts over here appear to be going pretty rapidly and cleanly. We've got a lot of work teams out here, and as they mash their way through all of that, this field should start looking a lot nicer, too. Didn't I assign somebody to be a second barber? I thought that I did. Let's see here. Barber, where are you at? Where are you at, Sweeney Todd? Barber shop. Oh, we'll remove one of them then and give them to the barber shop so that we have a rotating shift. A day shift and a night shift for those what are wounded. For those what are wounded. As soon as that's finished off, they're sitting over here just doing science. They've already gotten 5 points. I'm actually pretty glad we went in on that right there. I would suggest that instead of the stone pellet, we need paper for that. Okay. So carpentry workbench. Make me some paper stacks, like 5 reams maybe. Sounds good. The grimoire has been translated. Beatrice Cog has finished translating the Dark Grimoire. The things in that book, the terrible things. It's an abomination. We should burn it at once. What do you choose to do? Burn it. No heresy. We must save and preserve our great culture. May it burn in the unholy fires of hell where it belongs. And with that proclamation, I think we're a little bit out of time. Beatrice Cog smiles grimly. You are right to put aside the pride of believing such evil could be tamed for the cause of progress. Science must advance by the fruit of our industry, not by reliance on twisted, unnatural logic. With this dark grimoire destroyed, the righteous amongst us shall sleep easier hence. Hooray! I'll see y'all in the next episode of Clockwork Empires, everybody. It's been a lot of fun so far. Let me know if you're still interested. Be very, very vocal about this series, because I don't really know what I should do with it. I'm having fun with it, so I figure why not keep it going for a little while. But hey, if the community's not into it, who knows? I'll see y'all later. Hi, everybody.